Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we are going to be doing yet again another update of Baltimore Thurgood International Airport. We've got quite a few interesting things throughout the update, so definitely stay tuned for that. But we're going to be starting off today with the Southwest Terminal. I don't usually start off with this terminal, so we're going to try something new today, and we're going to start off here. So starting off here we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800. This aircraft's going to be heading out to Austin in Texas. Now this is the one kind of wide body passenger gate I have at Baltimore, and currently now throughout the pandemic when Baltimore isn't really getting any wide body aircraft because of course Condor and British Airways aren't currently serving this airport through the pandemic. And so in this kind of iteration of Baltimore, I've just kind of made it so that Southwest are kind of filling the wide body gates, the international gates as well. Now of course this wouldn't be the case in the real Baltimore because the international gates are technically a part of the other terminal that Southwest aren't a part of. But for my model airport, I've kind of put the international airlines in with the Southwest terminal, which isn't obviously accurate to the real Baltimore, but it just kind of works for my model airport. And so in my kind of fictional Baltimore, Southwest are making the most of this opportunity while the international airlines aren't serving the airport and they are kind of operating out of the wide body gates. But this Southwest aircraft, as I said, he's going to be heading out to Austin. Next up here we have a Southwest Airlines 737-700. This one is in the Colorado 1 color scheme and he's going to be heading out to Las Vegas. Next up here we have a Southwest Airlines 737-800 in the Heart livery. He's going to be heading out to Providence. And then next along here we have a Southwest Airlines 737-700. He's going to be heading out to Cincinnati. And following on after him we have another Southwest 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery. Now this aircraft is going to be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. This is the first update where we have realistically been able to utilize this route. Of course, for those of you who don't know, Southwest have recently started operations at Chicago O'Hare. This is in addition to their Chicago Midway hub, and they currently serve Phoenix, Nashville, Denver, Dallas Love Field, and of course Baltimore, with Fort Myers, Orlando, and Tampa beginning in the next few months. So really cool to see Southwest starting new routes out of new airports, especially to Baltimore of course. And yeah, I can't wait for some new routes to pop up in the future. Next up here, just pushing back out of his gate, we have a Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the Canyon Blue color scheme once again. He's going to be heading out to Islip. And then finally for the Southwest terminal, we have this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Triple Crown 1 color scheme. He's going to be heading out to Savannah in Georgia. And next up here we have something that actually happened at the real Baltimore airport a couple months back. I believe this happened either the 16th or 17th of December, and this was a real thing. So a Spirit A320neo was operating the flights from Las Vegas to Baltimore. It landed safely into Baltimore, and then while taxiing to the gate, it actually made I believe it was actually taxiing off of the runway, and on the turn from the runway to the taxiway, at the time it was very icy, so the aircraft actually skidded off of the taxiway, and I believe the forward landing gear got stuck in the grass. What they did after that is of course they deplaned the aircraft, they got all the baggage off. I've kind of tried to replicate that here with the stairs they put at the rear of the aircraft and then took the bags off separately, and they ferried the passengers by bus from the aircraft to the terminal. And then I believe they kind of solved this problem later on. They actually had this aircraft kind of stuck here for I believe like a day or two. I can't really remember exactly how long, but yeah, this is quite an interesting thing that happened, of course, for Baltimore. I don't think many horrendous accidents have happened at Baltimore in the past. So it's quite an interesting little incident. Of course, it's quite an innocent one as well, as nobody was hurt, so it's quite interesting to kind of look at. But yeah, this aircraft has just landed in from Las Vegas, and he's going to get towed out of the grass there, and then he's going to resume service later on. Next up over here in the hard stands, we currently have two Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800s. The one on the right, he's going to be heading out to Houston later on today, and the one on the left there, he's going to be heading out to Orlando. And next here, holding short of the runway, we have an American 737-800. Now my story behind the whole incident here, I've kind of got it so the aircraft have to kind of backtrack a bit of the runway because of course the taxiway is currently blocked off because of the Spirit aircraft. So a lot of the aircraft are kind of entering the runway early, then backtracking to the end of the runway and then taking off from there. So these aircraft are kind of holding short about halfway down the runway, and then they're going to backtrack down to the end of the runway. But here we have an American 737-800. He's about to depart out to Dallas-Fort Worth. And then behind him here we have a Spirit A321. He's going to be heading out to San Juan. And then here on the runway we have a Volga Denempur Antonov 124. He's going to be heading out to Liège. Of course, I just got this model. I wasn't really planning on adding this into many updates just because I'm not 100% pleased with this mold. But I decided to add this in at least once just to kind of have it because, you know, I paid a lot of money for this model, and even though I don't like it, I might as well add it into some updates. The main reason why I got this model, of course, is because the Antonov 124s do operate quite regularly to both Baltimore and Dulles. So we'll have to see how it goes in the future. I might try and get a better mold version of the Antonov 124, but we'll have to see how it goes. But this one, this Volga Denempur Antonov 124, he's going to be heading out to Liège. Next here, moving on to Terminal 1, we have the Spirit and Air Canada gates. Starting off here, we have an Air Canada Express Embraer 175. He's going to be heading out to Toronto. Next along here, after him, we have another Air Canada Express CRJ 200 this time. He's going to be heading out to Montreal. And then finally here we have another Spirit A321. He's going to be heading out to Houston Intercontinental. Now Spirit at Baltimore, usually like 90% of the flights are on either A320s or A320neos. We tend to get a couple A321s, but not a ton. But recently, over the past couple of days, I've seen the A321 operating quite a lot to Baltimore. I've seen this aircraft flying to Houston, San Juan, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, so quite a few different destinations that are usually operated on either A320s or A320neos, so that's pretty interesting to see. But then next here, moving on to Delta, here we have a Delta 737-900. He's going to be heading out to Salt Lake City. And then following him, here we have another Delta aircraft. We have the Delta A321. He's doing the round trip to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. Next along here, we have a JetBlue A320. He's going to be heading out to Boston. Following on from him, here we have an American Eagle CRJ 700. He's going to be operating the flight to Charlotte Douglas. And then finally for Terminal 1, here we have an Alaska Airlines 737-800. He's going to be heading out to Seattle. And then finally here, moving on to the cargo terminal, here we have a UPS 767-300. He's going to be operating the flight out to San Antonio. Next up in the middle, here we have an Atlas Air Cargo 747-8F. He's going to be heading out to Portland, Oregon today. And then finally here we have a FedEx 757-200. He's going to be heading out to Salisbury, a very, very short flight. This flight is actually reflecting something I saw in real life from Baltimore. Now, of course, I don't have the Cessna 208, let alone 3, but I actually saw 3 Cessna 208s operating the relatively short flight from Baltimore to Salisbury. But what was weird about it is they were operating them at exactly the same time in almost like a convoy, and it was really cool to see. So I've just kind of put all of that into one 757, and this 757 is going to be heading out to Salisbury. But that does conclude this update at Baltimore Thurgood International Airport. I hope you'd enjoy. Again, quite interesting with the Spirit A320neo, just something new, something interesting. And yeah, we should have some aircraft hopefully arriving pretty soon that I'll be able to integrate into some of my Baltimore updates. So hopefully by the time we have the next Baltimore update, we'll have some new and interesting aircraft in the update. But until then, I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.